Welcome back to AM Northwest. Our first guest not only won a silver medal in cycling at the Paralympics in Paris, just a month later he took home the gold in the Paracycling World Championships. Here to share more about those experiences, we welcome Beaverton resident Dennis Connors. Congratulations, first of all, on all your success. That's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So tell me about being a Paralympian, because you had to go through some trauma to get there in the first place, right? Like, what happened?
Right, so I served in the Marine Corps for 9.5 years.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you. And I was one of many Marines, soldiers, airmen, sailors with undiagnosed traumatic brain injuries.
Wow.
At my time, we didn't know a lot about it.
Right.
So when I came out, it was actually like not for 6 years. I had all these balance issues. And I went to the doctor. They did an MRI, and I got a call the next morning. It's like, hey, you've had a stroke.
Oh my
When
gosh.
have you had a stroke?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't remember.
Yeah.
So they're like, we see the evidence of the traumatic brain injury and evidence of a stroke. And then in 2020, during the pandemic, I had a second stroke.
Wow.
And that's what kind of got me from a bicycle to a tricycle. And then I did my first competition in 2021. I won those.
Who introduced you, though, to Paralympics?
I was actually cycling in a veterans program, like for mental health. And finding community in that veterans group, and there was another rider in there. She said, hey, you should look into paracycling, and I looked into it, and I actually did a race in 2019 on a normal bicycle, but you know, I rode my bicycle like a toddler. I was all over the road.
Because you talk about the balance issue.
Because I had the balance issues, and then when a stroke in 2020 happened, I had worse issues. I was paralyzed on my left side for 9 months. I was in therapy for 9 months trying to get that left side working again, and because I was already in that community, I went onto the tricycle just so I could ride.
Right.
And then it was, oh, like I should have been on this from the start.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it had to feel
like,
good.
Yeah, no, it felt great. So
and
then I
then
was
heading
able to
into the Olympics, to the Paralympics, what was that experience like for you? And first of all, that, you know, you must have a lot of confidence or self-confidence to do it, because some people would have said, no, that's too much.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I'm trying to like teach to the world right now, and one of the things I speak about if I go speak to groups or to companies, I speak about finding that thing that you love to do and never ever giving up on it. You know, I see lots of people who they used to do something, but now they don't do it anymore because work or family or whatever. But if you can find that thing that you truly love and follow it and follow it and follow it and just keep doing it, it will take you places that you want to be. And that's what happened to me.
You are married with 2 kids, and it takes a whole family to support this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So talk to me about that and the support they gave you, because they went with you to Paris.
They did, yeah.
How cool is that?
It was the best. My kids, they don't really get to go to my international competitions because I stay with the U.S. team. I stay in the team hotels. It's just too difficult. The race is really quick.
Yeah.
But they got to come to this, and it was super special seeing them on the line. When
your
I lined
kids,
up.
Kennedy and Soren?
Kennedy and Soren,
And your wife, Krista?
And my wife, Krista.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so you took home the silver. I've got to point out the silver.
Yeah.
I've got to try.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
Here you go.
Because I understand. I'm sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
It is super heavy.
Yeah.
And there's a part of the Eiffel Tower in this, I understand?
Yeah, so this little gray part in the middle is a piece of the Eiffel Tower, and then on the back, the design is actually a bottom view of the Eiffel Tower, as if you were looking up from underneath it.
Oh, yeah, I see that now.
Yeah, so the 4 corners, and then if you were looking up towards the top.
Yeah. Okay, so you didn't just stop there, then you go to the World Championships.
Yeah, so 10 days after I got back from Paris, I was back on an airplane to Zurich. And unfortunately, you know, all of my adrenaline and everything came down, and I had gotten sick.
Oh.
So I did my time trial event completely sick, and ended up still getting a bronze medal in that event. Yeah. But then felt great 2 days later and just had all the motivation in the world to repeat the World Championship and take home the gold medal.
And I understand that you were asked to make an appearance at the White House.
Sort of.
Well,
not just me.
No, obviously.
Yeah.
But, you know, tell me about that.
That was amazing. Every year after the games, Olympic and Paralympic, the team is invited to the White House, and so I went. And after the president spoke, he came through to shake hands, and I kind of forced my way down to the front. Told him when I was an Iraq war veteran. He told me his son that he lost also served in Iraq. He asked me what cities I was in. When I told him the cities I fought in, he looked at me and pulled me in and gave me a hug and said, "Thank you for your service."
Wow.
Yeah, it was really a very proud and powerful moment for me.
You've had a number of proud and powerful moments, it seems like.
It's been a good year.
You should be very proud of what you've done. And you don't just cycle, you do other things as well.
Yes.
For hobbies, what do you do?
I'm also a rock climber. I've been rock climbing since I was 11 years old. So that was kind of my main sport. It's how my wife and I met. My kids do it with us. And in June of this year, they announced that para rock climbing will be in the LA 28 Paralympic Games.
So are you going to go to that then? Are you going to take part in that?
I'm going to take part in it either way, in cycling or in climbing or in both. I'm not sure yet.
Does your wife ever say to you, okay, that's enough now?
Is it almost daily? No, she loves it. She's so supportive of everything that I do, and she's just incredibly, she loves sports. She loves the Olympics. She loves the Paralympics. She loves climbing. We ski as a family. I snowboard.
Do you talk to other veterans about your experience?
All the time, yeah.
And what do you find in common? What is it that what holds them back at times?
Not knowing that thing that they love, right? So like maybe they feel like they've given up a little bit. And so then when I talk to them, it's like, guys, don't give up. Like, you can do this.
Yeah.
And the hard part about it is you come out of the military with like this mindset of like determination, grit, and all these things. And you're like, I can do this. Everything in the military they taught you was team oriented.
Right.
But for some reason when veterans come out, they do everything individually. And that's what happened to me, and that's why I had the mental health issues.
Right.
It's because I was trying to do everything individually. And until I changed my mindset around that grit and determination into vulnerability and asking for help and getting that team going again, I was on a downward path. But once I changed that mindset of vulnerability, or into vulnerability, and changed that mindset of grit and determination into something else, then I've had tremendous success.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Congrats on
Thank you
all
so
your success.
much.
It was awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
So we're going to tell everyone, if you'd like to find out more, we'll put all information on our website at k2.com. Dennis, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You bet. All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.